This is the ground. In every waking hour of our day, we're dependent on it, aren't we? Here's a fun question for you. Have you ever thought of what it would be like to live in a world with no ground? That notion brings to mind some crazy mental images. We'd basically just be falling all the time into an endless void, assuming, of course, that gravity is doing its job well. And, perhaps that could be fun for a few minutes, but it would be impossible to live under those circumstances. Now, this is one angle from which you can appreciate the ground. But there are other, more positive angles, which to me inspire even more wonder. Consider, for example, how the ground gives us such stability. It's one thing to have just enough grounding so that gravity doesn't push us through the earth. But it's another thing to have so much grounding that we can establish foundations for vast colonies which can flourish for hundreds, even thousands of years. And that is exactly what our ground gives us. It's extremely benevolent. It's not content to give us just a place to stand on. It's so generous that it wants to offer us a place that we and our children can call home for generations and generations. Sure, not all ground surfaces are strong enough to sustain whole civilizations, least of all those in our rooms, right? But the way I see it, those smaller kinds of floors are simply an extension of a greater whole. And even if they can't hold anything super heavy, they constitute the foundations of our personal homes. And that alone is incredibly special. In another video I made, I talked about how our house walls give us amazing peace of mind. But we wouldn't have our walls without our floors, would we? And this is another reason why we should appreciate our ground. But this isn't all. Our ground inspires us on an even more intuitive level than that. Because our fundamental idea of groundedness comes from it first and foremost. And we can't undermine that. Because our belief in the reality of groundedness influences every aspect of our lives for the better. It's because we believe in a ground that we can believe in being grounded, both physically and psychologically. And what does that suggest? It suggests the wonderful notion that we can have stability in our lives. It suggests that we can have definite, concrete notions about all sorts of things. It suggests that we can have fixed identities and places to call home. And those are all vitally important for us, right? Indeed, they're crucial for human life. If we didn't have a ground, we'd have a very hard time believing that anything in our world could be fixed and definite. And this is why the essence of the ground is the origin and summit of human stability. Thanks for watching. Hey, thank you so much for checking out my video. It means a ton to me. Are there any ordinary, simple things that you really appreciate in your life? If so, hey, do let me know in the comments. I would love to read your thoughts. And of course, if you like my content, please feel free to like and subscribe. Take it easy, you all. Thanks for watching.